And just like that, we get ready for high school boys basketball this afternoon from Hot Springs, as it's another Black Hills Conference matchup between the Hot Springs Bison and their home opener this afternoon as they host the 4-0 Spearfish Spartans. Thanks for joining us once again as we go from the girls' hoops over to some boys basketball here on KDSJ 980, 103.5, KDSJ980.com, the KDSJ Sports mobile app, and also along with you on KDSJ-TV soon over there on YouTube. Spearfish Boys 4-0 in the season, 1-0 in the Black Hills Conference. They have wins over Belfouche, Aberdeen Central, Pierre, and Rapid City Stevens as they get ready for their fifth game of the season under head coach Ben Schultz. The Hot Springs Bison are just 0-2 on the season. They played 2 games back in December, and then they've had about 3 weeks off since then. So they're 0-2, and this is going to be their third game of the season, the first one at home, and they are under 13th-year head coach Aaron Notaboom. Coming up next, we'll hear from the Spartans' third-year head coach. Ben Schultz will join us as part of our pregame show as we lay the foundation for a Spartans victory. Coming up next.
And for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
And welcome into our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off between the Hot Springs Bison and the Spearfish Spartans, joined now by head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, Coach Ben Schultz. Coach Schultz, you guys had a pretty good ball game last week versus Rapid City Stevens, a thriller that came down to the last closing seconds of the game. Tell me, how is your team able to rally against the Raiders and come out with a much-needed Class AA win?
Yeah, all season we've been talking about how we should respond to adversity instead of react, and that was a perfect example. We had the ball with about 25 seconds to go. We make a poor decision. They have to come foul. Shot clock is off. We end up turning the ball over. They get a steal, go down, and go up 1. And we could have definitely crumbled there. But we practice every day on how we respond to adversity instead of reacting in those situations. And we regrouped off of a timeout, and Mason Southern made a great play in the middle of the lane, finding Cooper Gibbs to get the game-winning basket.
Talk a little bit about those two individuals and just your bench in general.
Yeah, we've had tremendous production off the bench, and I don't really view our bench as a bench. We've had a different starting lineup every single game, and we just we start guys based on matchups, based on where we can get advantages, and I don't think we sub down much at all when we make those substitutions, and a lot of young guys coming off the bench and giving us really great minutes. The two that we just talked about, Mason Southern, backup point guard for us, has done an awesome job taking care of the ball and creating for other guys. And Cooper Gibbs starting to get more minutes in our rotation, what he gives us on the defensive end with rebounding and protecting the rim, and then also a very capable scorer. So those guys coming up big in the end of the game is really no surprise from our standpoint as a coaching staff, because we see it all the time in practice.
Talk about the impact of winning a close game versus a Class AA team in Rapid City Stevens, and having that experience under your belt, how that carries into the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, we're a young team, and but I don't feel like we're a young team. We're pretty experienced. We had a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing for us last year. So we've been in those types of game situations in previous years. So we understand what we need to do in the end of the game, how big the free throw line is, how big the defensive glass is, and we just really can focus in those situations. But that gives us a tremendous amount of confidence, moving into the rest of the season as well. And just understanding that, we can grind games out even when the shot's not falling for us offensively.
As head coach Ben Schultz joins us here with KDSJ's pregame show, or Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off, here to help lay the foundation to this matchup between the Spartans and the Bison, brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Now, flipping the page over to the Hot Springs Bison, your opponent for today. First off, how you guys doing injury-wise? Is everyone staying healthy? I know there's been a bit of a sickness around the Northern Black Hills. How you guys been doing health-wise?
Yeah, we're doing good. You know, Bennett had a little ankle tweak before the Aberdeen and Pier weekend, but for the most part, we've stayed very healthy. The guys understand how important sleep and diet is to keep ourselves in that healthy category. So, but no, so far, no complaints. Knock on wood that it continues throughout the season here.
Looking at the Hot Springs Bison, a relatively young team with two big seniors at 6'4" apiece, Aiden Janis and McCoy Rippentrop. What do the Bison bring to the table that you guys need to be prepared for?
Yeah, they bring some physicality. They as you mentioned, they got two kids that bring a lot of size and like to play some bully ball down on the block. So we have to be ready for that right from the get-go. Defensively, they've been showing some zone, so that's been a focus for us. Understanding that, you know, wing-to-wing pass, that we can get that type of shot anytime, but we want to have a big focus of getting the ball into the paint first and see if we can get a great look before we get a good look.
Is there anything offensively that the Bison do? I know you said you talked about they play a little bit of bully ball, but looking at some of their guards, is there anything that they can do from the outside that you need to be prepared for?
Yeah, I mean, it's a varsity level contest in Black Hills Conference. You know, if we don't contest threes, if we don't pressure the ball and let them get into their offense for free, they can definitely hurt us. So we have to make sure that we have the focus of, you know, making them earn everything we get or everything they get offensively. They crash the glass hard. They have capable three-point shooters and like to push the ball a little bit in tempo. So we have to be prepared for that type of contest.
As you got Hot Springs here today, you got Hill City coming up. You already played Bellefouche for a Black Hills Conference opponent earlier this season. But talk about the mental prep playing a conference opponent compared to playing a Class AA opponent like you guys have seen the past few weeks.
Yeah, and, you know, our prep overall is the same no matter who we're playing, whether it's a Black Hills Conference opponent or the number one team in the state is Mitchell. You know, we prepare the same way. It is mentioned in practice that, you know, our focus shifts to the Black Hills Conference where Spearfish has never won that. So that's one of our big goals, long-term goals this season, is to win the Black Hills Conference. And you can't drop games in the Black Hills Conference, especially with the seed points in AA. So we have a tremendous amount of focus coming into these two contests.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win tonight versus the Hot Springs Bison?
You know, we have to execute. We have to not settle for, you know, just one pass threes. We can move the ball and get great looks a lot against the zone. We just have to have the mental poise to be able to focus on that. We have to hold them to one shot of possession. Just like any team, if you give them extra possessions, you know, they'll hurt you. So we got to make sure that we hold them to one shot of possession, and we have to have a lot of intensity with our defense. You know, everything they get, it should be earned by them. We don't want to give them anything for free just because it's a lack of communication or a lack of focus. So those are our three keys right now coming into the game tonight.
Awesome. Well, Coach, that's all I got for you. Good luck in tonight's contest, and we look forward to visiting with you here sometime soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
As that was head coach for the Spearfish Spartans boys basketball team, Ben Schultz. We will continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off coming up after this short break. We'll look at the matchup menu, as that's coming up next right here on KDSJ.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into the second game of our doubleheader as the Spearfish Spartans take on the Hot Springs Bison here this afternoon. And our countdown to tip-off leads us here to a 3:20 p.m. start, about 10 minutes above regular start time, but that's all right, as Spearfish gets on the board first. I believe Haroon Khan with the bucket. He was in my pregame thoughts of being one of the key players today for the Spearfish Spartans, as the Spartans go with Corton, Doran, Davis, Khan, and Hodges in the starting lineup today for the visiting Spearfish Spartans, coming in 4-0 in the season, 1-0 in the Black Hills Conference, as Hot Springs will start with Derek Mills, and also Connor Kramer, Jaden Koffler. We heard earlier today when we had Coach Notaboom's interview at halftime of the girls' game, Koffler and Aiden Janice will be the main players for Hot Springs. Aiden is a senior forward at 6'4". Man, oh man, he's grown up. And also McCoy Rippentrop is a senior center. First time he's played basketball since middle school. But when you have a guy that's 6'4", you better get him on the basketball team and get him playing, because not a whole lot of 6'4" guys are going to be wrestling. So get him playing basketball, and he'll learn some things here. It's been 3 weeks off since Hot Springs has played a game. This is their home opener, and as they try to get their first bucket of the game, no good there by Janice. We're off and running. Spartans and the Bison underneath. Layup is good by Cameron Davis, as Davis gets the hoop and the harm, and Spartans are up 4-0 with 6:22 left to play here in the first quarter. As our pregame show is done, we jump right into the action here as Spearfish takes on Hot Springs.
Yeah, welcome to the Jake's Collision Repair Countdown to Tip-Off, and thank you for joining us for the Jake's Collision Repair Countdown to Tip-Off, as we are right underway here in Hot Springs. An early 5-0 lead for Spearfish over the Hot Springs Bison. Class AA versus Class A. And again, the second Black Hills Conference matchup for Spearfish this season, as we get underway with the Hot Springs on offense, driving through the middle lane, and then stripped momentarily, goes straight over to Rippentrop, and he'll be fouled underneath, as the big man for Spearfish, Ashar Hodges, 6'5" center, gets his first foul. As if you wanted a little more action from the girls' side, I believe you're going to get it here on the boys, as again, a quick 5-0 start for Spearfish. Haroon Khan has got 2 points early. Cameron Davis has got 2 and 1. And then that is the first Hot Springs bucket, as McCoy Rippentrop, 6'4" center senior for Hot Springs, gets the first point on the board for the Bison. Now through the lane, Bennett Corton can't get the roll, and Rippentrop controls the rebound. Full man-man defense for Spearfish. Cameron Davis on the point guard, Jaden Koffler. Koffler guarded tightly by Davis. Koffler step back, gets it over to Mills. Mills top the key over now to Janice. Janice step back three. The lefty misses everything. Rippentrop throws it back inside and gets a straight back to Kramer. Kramer swings it back over to the corner to Rippentrop, guarded by Hodges. Hodges allows the three-pointer from Rippentrop, no good. Here comes Dylan Doran with a rebound. Doran through the middle of the lane, goes up, off the glass, in good. The hoop and the harm. Dylan Doran with another 2 points on the board for Spearfish.
Spartans wearing the road unis here, going on the road trip here. Their second road game of the season. Their first one was at Belfouche. Now this time they head south to Hot Springs. So they rode maroon with the Spartans in white across the front, white numbers on the front and back, and Hot Springs in their home white unis for the first time this year. Their home opener, as they have the white uniforms with the white shorts, blue Bison across the front, and blue numbers on front and back, as Dylan Doran was able to complete a three-point play. So he has three. Davis has three. That was also on a three-point play. And then 2 points from Haroon Khan. So I have 8 points. They have 8 points. For Hot Springs, just one free throw made by the Hot Springs Bison here in the early going.
Yeah, McCoy Rippentrop has the one free throw for Hot Springs. And that's how we get 8-1 here early in the first quarter. Again, thank you for joining us on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM. Also streaming online at KDSJ980.com, as well as our mobile app. And if you're watching today's game, you can find us on KDSJ-TV, our YouTube channel, brand new this year. We're going to be following Spartan basketball throughout this entire winter sports season. High pass from Hot Springs goes straight to Bennett Corton, and Corton gets an easy turnover and a bucket. And now it is a 9-point lead for Spearfish. Full man defense put on by the Spartans. Koffler puts up the play, guarded tightly by Bennett Corton. Now we have the two bigs at the top of the court. Kramer trying to find someone underneath, goes straight to Janice. Pass too high, and then the big man underneath. Hodges there with the rebound. He averages around 3 to 4 rebounds a game. As now we have Cameron Davis swinging over to Dylan Dorn. He just had the N1 opportunity a minute ago. In the corner to Davis. Davis, corner three, up off the rim, no good. Hodges with the rebound, long hook shot. That one reaches the bottom of the net. Good hook shot, that is, from Ashar Hodges, who doesn't normally get into the scoring column much, but he gets an early bucket right away. Here comes Bennett Corton. Steal, layup, good. And
already 5 guys have scored for Spearfish, all of their starters. Kate Vavruska, usually the first one coming in off the bench for Spearfish. Haven't seen him yet here in the first 4 minutes of play, but he can go off for 20-some points if he's going and getting those shots to fall. And 14-1 right now through the first 4 minutes. Spearfish leading it.
As now we have Hot Springs crossing the timeline with Kramer again Koffler setting up the play. Now it gets over to Kramer. Kramer will drive through the lane on Davis. Davis gets a hand on it and blocks the shot. Bennett Corton up floor to Davis. Davis swings through the lane, reverse layup, short, no good. Haroon Khan with the rebound, left-hand putbacks up and good for Haroon Khan, his second bucket of the night. And we got a timeout by Aaron Notabloom and the Hot Springs Bison, trailing by 15 with about 3:33 left to go in the first quarter.
I like the attack mode that Spearfish is on here at both ends of the floor, creating havoc on defense, and then know what you're doing on offense. Already Spearfish with 5 guys in the scoring column, and they're spreading it out as well. Corton with the bucket, Dylan Doran with a 3-point play, Cameron Davis with a 3-point play, Haroon Khan had the first bucket of the game. He just had the last one, and then Hodges with a nice baby hook shot for Spearfish. So you get several guys in the scoring column, and they're really bringing the energy, unlike the girls did in that first game. They're getting after it here already, 16-1, 3:33 left to play first quarter.
Yeah, that girls' game was like watching golf on a Sunday. It gave you something to watch, but it wasn't very entertaining. The boys' game, more than entertaining here to start off this contest, as Hot Springs now running the floor. Mills down on baseline, and he'll be stolen away by Bennett Corton. He's going to run it up to Dylan Dorn. The receiver catches it off the glass, too strong, no good, and Janice grabs the rebound for Hot Springs. And now we're going to run the floor again, and Bennett Corton will knock the ball out of bounds, and we got some substitutions. And the two heroes versus Rapid City Stevens, that's Cooper Gibbs and Mason Southern. The two combined for 2 points at the ending of the Rapid City Stevens contest last week. They will get some early playing time as they enter the contest for the Spartans with about 3:16 in the first quarter.
Spearfish usually gives a little bit more deep here on the boys' side of things, so you'll see Southern, probably Tucker Olson will get some playing time along with Thomas Hughes. Hot Springs trying to get their first field goal of the game. 5 minutes have gone by and they have not gotten it. Just a field goal by Rippentrop is all there is on the scoreboard, and Spearfish turns the ball over there.
Yeah, tried to getting inside to Cooper Gibbs, but great defense by the Bison. As now we have Kramer in the corner. Cade Vavruska also in the game as well. And there's your boy, Cody. See if Cade Vavruska has himself a good game today. Corner that is thrown out of bounds. Rippentrop tried going over to the elbow, but couldn't find anyone. And entering the game for the Bison, that's number 13 for the white and blue, and that is Caleb Kleinsaucer.
And our broadcast booth this afternoon being brought to you by Monument Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. We are center court opposite the benches. Underneath, Gibbs with a shot just like it was last Saturday, maybe almost about the same time of day, too. Missed that opportunity for Spearfish, but they still lead at 16-1.
It's now Hot Springs on offense. There's Kleinsaucer, now back over to Mills on the elbow, guarded by Bennett Corton. Koffler has it stolen away by Dylan Dorn. Dorn, coast-to-coast layup, up and nothing but the bottom of the net. Ever since he's tried dunking it, I don't think he's tried it again in a game.
He had a double-double last year when these two teams played there in Spearfish, and the Spartans able to hand Hot Springs one of their 3 losses a year ago. Remember, Hot Springs made it to the Sodak 16 and lost in double overtime to Vermilion, or else they would have been to the state tournament back-to-back years. The miss by Dorn, it's tapped back in by Kane Vavruska. So Vavruska has 2 points. 6 guys have scored now for Spearfish, and the Spartans in control here, 20-1. We talked about Dylan Dorn, a double-double last year against these Hot Springs Bison. He has 5 points already this afternoon, and looking to have a strong start. Just him and Haroon Khan are the only seniors for Spearfish this year on the boys squad. They have 4 juniors and 5 sophomores here on the varsity roster for Spearfish. And yes, you see those sophomores out there with Mason Southern, Thomas Hughes, and also Tucker Olson, some of those guys as the sophomores. Let's head on over to our matchup menu. We didn't get a chance to do that in the quick changeover from the boys and girls games. And the Beef Logic South Dakota Beef Industry Council brings you our matchup menu. Custer Wildcats are taking on Tracy Maroy Balaton out of Minnesota. And that game is taking place over in Madison, South Dakota. Cadoke area is hosting Lee Deadwood this afternoon. Faith is at Henninger, Scranton, North Dakota. That game will be played up in Henninger. Also, Wall is hosting Chamberlain. Yankton is at Aberdeen Central. Bismarck, North Dakota goes to Pierre. In a Black Hills Conference matchup, Sturgis is at Douglas today. Also, Belfouche is taking on Miller, the Rustlers. They're meeting up in Madison for that contest. And also today, number 4, Rapid City Christian is taking on Dickinson Trinity. And Rapid City Stevens meets up with Rapid City Central tonight over at Knott's Gymnasium in Rapid. The girls had their game last night. The boys will meet up this evening. We're back to action here, 20-1, all Spartans in the first quarter.
Hot Springs on offense here on the right side of the court on the radio dial. 3-pointer from Hot Springs, no good, but Janice is right there for the first field goal for Hot Springs.
Aiden Janice, heard from Coach Notaboom about what he can do. He's a good leader, high IQ with basketball. He's already a senior, and he's got some height now at 6'4". So Janice with the first field goal of the game for Hot Springs.
Cade Vavruska on the baseline, no good. Koffler all the way up to Hot Springs, and now there's Janice down low guarding on Tucker Olson. Cade Vavruska, the ball knocked right over to Kramer. Kramer too strong off the glass, and then Janice battling with some Spartans for the rebound. It goes straight to Mason Southern, reserve point guard. See if he can work some magic on Mills. Now goes over to Cameron Davis. Davis through the lane. Here's Tucker Olson, 3-pointer, up off the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound through the lane, dribbles off of his foot, goes straight to Cooper Gibbs. Cade Vavruska, 3-pointer, corner, good. And right at the buzzer, too, Cade Vavruska with a big 3-pointer to end the first quarter of action in Hot Springs. And it is a 20-point ball game already after the first quarter.
23-3. Spartans off to a good start here in the boys contest. The second game of our doubleheader this afternoon. In case you missed it, the girls game, it was all Spartans as they win it 49-10. We'll have your second quarter next, coming up this afternoon on KDSJ Sports.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
At Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we are here to help you make your comeback. Our team is standing by to diagnose and treat your injury with some of the most advanced treatment options available and same-day appointments. Monument Health practitioners work closely with our therapists and physicians in communities throughout the Black Hills, with locations in Rapid City and Spearfish. Visit monument.health/orthopedics for more information. That's monument.health/orthopedics for more information.
I'm Cody Oliver, along with Clayson Davis, with our sports crew down in Hot Springs today. Hot Springs just puts up a shot before the shot clock violation on their first possession of the second quarter. Unable to get it to go, and Spearfish is out and running. Here's Kahn for three, too strong. And the rebound comes to Hot Springs. They're down by 20. One field goal in that first quarter.
And then on the other side, Mills misses a layup, and now Dylan Dorn through the lane. Dorn goes up, gets the body, can't get the shot to fall for a three-point play. You see these old rims not allowing very many shots to bounce in very easily.
Dylan Dorn first quarter had 5 points, so he goes to the free throw line and he'll be shooting 2. That foul was called on Connor Kramer. His second, I believe. Connor's dad is Ben Kramer, the head football coach here for the Hot Springs Bison. I could be wrong, but that's an educated guess. Connor is a junior. That would be about the age I would think he would be. So I saw his dad here, so if it all adds up, there's the connection.
And then on the second missed free throw, after the first made free throw, a turnover from Hot Springs, but Cameron Davis, too out of control, going for the layup. He's called for his first foul. A charge, and now Spearfish has another steal over to Bennett Corton. Haroon Khan through the lane, ducks, dives up off the back rim, and good. Haroon Khan adding to his impressive point total here in the first half.
Full court press put on here by Spearfish. That defense is turning into some offense. Hot Springs gets past it, and then a block by Dylan Dorn at the rim. Here comes Cameron Davis right down the middle of the floor. Gets it over to Corton. Good ball movement as Dylan finds Khan. Not going to shoot it. 3-second call on Hodges as he was pitching a tent in the lane and was camping out there too long. And he will be called for the 3 seconds. 27-3.
And most of Spearfish's points have just come off this full court press.
Yeah.
As Bennett Corton doing work on Koffler.
In a already blowout like it is, don't be surprised if Spearfish gets called for a lot of things to kind of make it maybe a better game.
Well, Dylan Dorn picks the pocket right there, gets the bucket and the foul. So Dylan Dorn with his second and one opportunity of the game. Again, he just picks the pocket of the Hot Springs forward. Aiden Janice goes up, floats through the air, gets the bucket and the foul, and see if he can complete the three-point play, and he does. Dylan Dorn makes it a 30-3 point game, and we got some substitutions for Spearfish as Hodges will take a seat, and I believe Cooper Gibbs enters his place.
Love the Trey Cade Vavruska is back in here for the Spearfish Spartans. You can just kind of tell with Hot Springs, you have a big, great athletic class as they did the last 2 years. They won a state football championship a couple years ago. They made it to state and high school basketball 2 years ago. Just almost made it last year, but lost in double overtime in the Sodak 16. So you lose a big class of athletes, and it's kind of a rebuilding mode this year for Hot Springs as, let's see, who was that? That was Gibbs. Getting the bucket there for Spearfish off the bench. And Spearfish has the lead 32-3. Only one returning starter from last year for Hot Springs. That's Aiden Janice. The only other senior is a guy that hasn't played basketball since he was in middle school. So just kind of trying to get everybody together for Hot Springs. You got a good head coach over there, and Aaron Notaboom, but it's tough to work with this year. He's trying, and no game in the last 3 weeks. And you're only as good as your competition in practice sometimes. And seeing somebody different today is a plus for the Bison no matter how this comes out.
And especially having 3 weeks off and having the undefeated Class AA Spearfish Spartans coming to town. Not an easy first game back. As Hot Springs rip and drop. Here's a corner three by Janice. No good. We got a Thomas Hughes sighting in Hot Springs. Thomas Hughes pulls down the rebound, gets it over to Mason Southern over there on the elbow. Southern rejects the screen, goes baseline, corner to Hughes, top of the key. Three-pointer, Dylan Dorn rolls out the rim, no good. There is Cade Vavrusko with the rebound and the putback off the glass. And all the Hot Springs Bison run across the timeline, and no one there to inbound.
And here comes a full court press by Spearfish and a timeout called by Coach Notaboom to remind his guys to help out the guy that's inbounding the ball. Spearfish comes into this game one of 3 undefeated teams in Class AA boys basketball. It's an early sample size here through 4 or 5 games, but with the power points, Spearfish would be number 3 in the state. They are probably number 7 in the media poll, and they'll do another one of those coming up next Tuesday morning. Spearfish hasn't played very tough schedule so far, but you got to win the games that are on your schedule. Spearfish will be tested, I believe, next week when they go up against Hill City down at Ginn's Gym. Spearfish is averaging 57 points per game. They already have 34 here in the second quarter. They give up about 42 points a contest as they played. This is their second Class A team that they played, and they played 3 AA teams. And going on the road here to Hot Springs, they have a 31-point lead right now, 34-3. And Clayson Davis has put together some early season stats on the Spartans. What do we have?
Yeah, right now Spearfish being led from the floor by Mason Southern, actually, early in this season. He's about 75% from the floor. He doesn't shoot it a lot, but when he does, he's pretty effective. Bennett Corton is the one true starter that leads Spearfish in scoring, 55% from the floor, 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.2 steals. Leads all AA in steals and leads Class AA in the 4-stat combination.
And he is fast.
Very fast. He's kind of grown up as well.
He's can get those steals and then easy buckets as they put him in defensively there in the press. And he had 20 points last week against Rapid City Stevens. He was our player of the game in that one.
As there's another kid that knows a thing or two about stealing basketballs, and that's Dylan Doran there with a deflection of the pass of Hot Springs. He led all Class AA last year in steals. Was injured in the preseason, had himself an ankle injury he picked up from football. Was a outstanding defensive back for the Spartans this season on the football field. Was awarded first team All-AA defensive back, and there's an interception from Dylan Dorn with the dunk. He didn't get rejected by the rim that time.
Right on cue, he gets the steal and takes it the other way for the slam, 36-3.
That was a business as usual dunk. Didn't need to hang on the rim or nothing as Mason Southern, the fast hands, gets it over to, guess who, Dylan Doran. As he crosses the timeline, gets it back over to Southern. Southern back over to Doran in the corner to Cade Vavruska. Cooper Gibbs on the inside trying to do work against this 2-3 zone from Hot Springs, much like what we saw in the girls contest. Cade Vavruska, 3-pointer, nothing but the bottom of said net.
2 3-pointers on the afternoon for Cade Vavruska. Talked about the age of these rims. You saw that when Dylan Doran dunked it, that rim didn't even move. It was like a slam dunk on a cement. 39-3. Spearfish getting it done with the dunks from the outside and with some 3-point plays here in the first half.
Well, that's one way. If you don't want to have the ball be deflected off the rim, just use the rim to your advantage. Cade Vavruska, 3-pointer off the front iron, no good. As the rebound goes to Hot Springs, Jaden Koffler. He goes over to 13, Caleb Kleinsaucer. Now in the corner to Kramer. Through the lane, that's Janice. Janice, left hand back iron, no good. Grabs his own rebound. He'll go back up and stolen away momentarily by Thomas Hughes.
Big man, don't put the ball on the ground. Just keep it up there. And a mistake there by Janice. He got that offensive rebound. First thing you automatically do, bring that ball down and dribble it. No, keep it up there. You're tall enough. Put it back up and in, but unable to do that, and he loses the ball out of bounds.
As now we got some more substitutions for Spearfish. Everyone except Thomas Hughes exit the game. Asher Hodges comes into the game. Bennett Corton also entering the contest as well, as we see 2 points put up by McCoy Rippentrop, his second basket of the game. And it's currently 5-39.
Hot Springs, looks like they have the size advantage out there, but just the inexperience is coming into play. And we talked about Bennett Corton's speed. Right there, he gets through the defense, and Bennett has his second field goal. Spearfish up by 41-5.
As right now, Spearfish causing now a travel on Janice. And Janice is not happy with that call.
He's frustrated as he comes down the floor. And we're going to have a substitution, I believe. Number 13 coming in, might be coming in for Janice. Yeah, Coach Notaboom's going to take Janice out. He's their best player, but getting frustrated now at both ends of the floor.
And now he needs to be careful as well, because the refs already are starting to see a little bit of attitude. If Janice possibly does something just the one way that the refs don't like it, he could be called for a technical. And now Thomas Hughes, he'll be called with the offensive foul on the illegal screen.
I like that by Notaboom, knowing that his player's frustrated and got called for the foul there. He's going to take him out of the game and just let him cool down probably the rest of the half. And whatever happens, like Coach Notaboom said in the pregame interview, he goes, whatever happens today. They're going to learn, hopefully, at both ends of the floor. And again, playing somebody other than going up against themselves for the first time in 3 weeks.
Now we have Koffler on the elbow. Gets a screen from Rippentrop. Outside to a Kleinsasser. Kleinsasser about had it stolen momentarily by Bennett Corton, and then he commits the traveling call, as now Thomas Hughes takes a seat. Tucker Olson enters the contest. We also got a Carson Sire sighting as well. Number 11 in maroon into the game for the Spartans. So the lineup for Spearfish, that's Bennett Corton, Carson Sire, Tucker Olson, Haroon Khan, and then Ashar Hodges.
I want to see more from Khan here today. How about this? Three-pointer on cue? Yeah, baby! Three-pointer by Haroon Khan.
The announcer jinx proved to be beneficial.
I got faith in him this afternoon. I knew pregame he'd have a good day. He's already up to 9 points. Haroon Khan, one of two seniors for the Spartans, and it's 44-5 Spearfish.
It's now underneath for Hot Springs with the travel, and that is Rippentrop. Picked up his pivot foot and moved it off the dribble. And with 46.1 seconds left to go, it's 44-5.
Is it too soon to start the bus?
You can start the car so it'll be warm when we get there.
Okay, I might go out and do that because we're going to have a running clock in the second half. Yeah.
Get our post-game show, grab some food, and hopefully not slide off the road.
Oh. Let's arrive alive.
We survived a thunderstorm in the summer with rodeo.
Hodges has it that he just rolls it out to mid-court, and Hot Springs has it. Underneath, it's partially blocked by Corton. Corton's a better basketball player than I thought he would be, actually. Just speed kills.
And he can jump,
I'm
too.
I'm not calling him terrible, but no, he'd be my most improved player for the Spartans.
Then Corton's going to rewatch this. He's like, wow, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We're looking out for you, buddy. First free throw is good from number 11 from Hot Springs, and that is Jaden Koffler.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a Cade Vavruska fan here for the Spartans, but we like everybody.
ELE around here. Everybody love everybody.
Free throw is good. There for the Hot Springs Bison. Into the scoring column is Koffler.
Three-pointer in the corner, front iron, no good for Carson Sire. And then two Spartans deflect one another on the rebound. Shot at the buzzer, up and no good. Missed everything. And we have reached halftime in a 44-6 contest. The Spartans in Class AA undefeated on the season, and they are well on their way to their fifth win as they lead the Hot Springs Bison right here from Case Auditorium 44-7.
We'll take a break. Come on back with our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show after this 2-minute break right here on KDSJ Sports.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at
There's a lot of things you could be doing on a Saturday afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM. Also online, we're streaming there all the time, worldwide, KDSJ980.com, and the fabulous and handy KDSJ Sports mobile app. You can download that for free, hook it up to your smart devices. That's another way you can follow us. As well as this afternoon, we are streaming the video live through KDSJ-TV that you can watch for free on our YouTube channel. We're going to bring Clayson Davis on in from KDSJ-TV, talk about this first half, and I'll add up some stats.
Well, Cody, I hope you like addition for the Spartan side because there's a lot of scoring from a lot of ball players for the Spartans. As the game started off with a 3-1 lead for Spearfish, and they didn't look back. As I don't know how big a scoring run they got up to, but it was way in the double digits. As pretty much that full court press from Spearfish, also courtesy of Bennett Corton, which is quote-unquote the most improved basketball player between last year and this season, according to Cody Oliver. He's been going off on the defensive side. He already leads Class AA in steals and also up there in Class AA in most statistical categories. Also Dylan Doran with a few steals as well. He led Class AA last year in steals, picking up where he picked off. Also had a slam dunk that was not rejected by the rim this time here in Spearfish. Arun Khan also with a few buckets as well. As Shawar Hodges, he even got himself a nice little baby hook in the first quarter as well. But then just that full court man defense has been giving Hot Springs all the problems they could ever imagine. And yeah, that's how we've got to a 44-7 lead at halftime for the Spartans. We'll have a running clock second half. And Spearfish look to see quite a few substitutions, I do believe, when we come back in the third quarter.
Spearfish not spending much time in the locker room as they're back on the floor. 5.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second half. Our halftime show being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. In Spearfish, call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. And let's have a look at your first half numbers. Spearfish Spartans led it after 1, 23-3. They were up 44-7 at halftime. That's where we're at right now. They outscored Hot Springs 21-4 in the second frame. Spearfish hit 3 3-pointers. Hot Springs 0. Spearfish has made 3 free throws. Hot Springs has made 3. Let's see. Let's go over to individual stats. Spearfish with 7 guys that have scored, 2 into double figures. 10 points from Dylan Dorn, 10 points from Kate Vavruska, including a 3-pointer, or 2 3-pointers. I believe Dylan Dorn has 2 3-point plays. And then we have 9 points from Haroon Khan, 4 points from Bennett Corton, 3 points from Cameron Davis, 2 points from Hodges, and 2 points from Gibbs. So Spearfish getting, let's see, 12 points off the bench here this afternoon as they have the lead 44-7. Hot Springs, 3 guys have scored. Not a whole lot for either one. Rippentrop has 3. Janice has 2. And Koffler has made 2 free throws. So that's your 7 points. And Spearfish leads it 44-7. Looking to go to 5-0 on the early part of the season. Hot Springs, they played 2 games in 3 days back in December and then have 3 weeks off, including Christmas break and all the distractions. And then you come back here for your home opener against the Class AA Spearfish Spartan squad with not much experience for Hot Springs, only 1 returning starter. He's been held to 2 points in the first half and then went out of the game for the last 90 seconds or so, getting frustrated with how things are going. Hopefully that doesn't carry over to his teammates and the rest of the squad, because there's a lot to still prove to your head coach and to your teammates here in the second half for the Hot Springs Bison. Meanwhile, Spearfish, they'll probably go through the rotations and go through everything here in the second half with the running clock, and hopefully just nobody gets hurt. 44-7, Spartans up by, that would be 37 points at halftime. And we'll recap the girls' game that was held earlier this afternoon, along with our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, coming up in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Own family restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
And welcome back here at Case Auditorium, Hot Springs High School. Earlier this afternoon, in our first game of our doubleheader, it was the Spearfish Lady Spartans defeating Hot Springs on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, 49-10. Wasn't a great start for Spearfish as they got up 8-0 at the end of the first quarter. They missed a lot of shots there in that first quarter. Well, Hot Springs missed all of their shots. So in the second quarter, it was Spearfish outscoring Hot Springs 23-4 to go up 31-4 at halftime. After 3 quarters, Spearfish was in control 42-8, and at the end, Spearfish wins it 49-10. And our player of the game, our superior performance, was Kate Scharf. She had 2 3-pointers. She made a free throw, played good defense as well, as Kate Scharf led the way for the Spartans with 15 points. Maya Kachutin had 15 points as well. She's already been our player of the game, so we give it to somebody else. And Spearfish improves to 3-2 on the season. Win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, win 1. Oh boy, I hope they don't lose one next Thursday when they go up against Hill City Rangers.
That should be a pretty good game as well.
That's going to be at Gins Gym Thursday night, KDSJ-TV exclusive. Well, how do you announce a 44-7 game with a running clock in the second half? You just stay tuned and we'll find out. I'm Cody Oliver, along with Clayson Davis here at KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. Let's go.
As a missed three-pointer by Haroon Khan, thrown back in bounds by Janice, who enters the ball game as the starters for both teams back on the floor. Janice back over to Kramer. Now there is Derek Mills back over to Janice doing work on Dylan Dorn. Janice backs up from behind the three-point line. There's a steal that time by Dylan Dorn that goes off the foot of Janice, as looked like a miscommunication between Jaden Koffler and Aiden Janice. Makes Dylan Dorn's job a lot easier on the steal. Turnover for Hot Springs. Bennett Corton brings the ball up the floor. Over on the elbow to Cameron Davis in the corner. Here's Haroon Khan. Inside, doesn't get it straight to Dylan Dorn, who tracks the ball back down. Dorn throws it out to Corton, who has it stolen away by Derek Mills. And Hot Springs, they steal the ball away from the Spartans. Koffler over to Kramer. Kramer back to Koffler, guarded by Bennett Corton. Janice has a screen set by Rippentrup. Janice through the lane, up. Floater off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound, controlled by Haroon Khan. Here comes Bennett Corton. Stops at the elbow. Wild pass over to Dylan Dorn. Dorn wants a screen from Ashar Hodges, doesn't quite have it. Inside to Hodges. Hodges drops it off the glass. Good move by Ashar Hodges. His second bucket of the game. The junior center has 4, and Spearfish leading 46-7. So now we have Hot Springs through the lane. That's Kramer. Kramer drops the ball. Might have rolled his ankle. There is a Dylan Dorn through the lane. Dorn drops it off to Corton, who bounces it off the glass and good. And we got a injury timeout. As, that is number 5, Connor Kramer, the junior forward at 6'2", down on the ground. Yeah, I think his ankle might have landed the wrong way down below that basket. You hate to see that in a 48-7 ball game for really either team.
Yeah, just nobody get hurt, please. Let's see. It looks like the Spartans girls team has left us, some of the fans as well. So as they make their travels back, remind you on your road trips, you can always catch us on KDSJ 980 AM in the Black Hills, 103.5 FM. That comes in real clear in the northern Black Hills. Online, worldwide, crystal clear there in our listed live link at KDSJ980.com. The KDSJ mobile app is easier than you think. Just download that for free, and you can have it on your phone, then connect it to smart devices. And if you're a passenger in the vehicle, you can watch the game on KDSJ-TV. We don't want you to drive and be watching the game.
Especially with this weather. That is a very terrible, no good, awful idea.
First free throw is good here by Hot Springs Koffler, and he makes 1 out of 2. So KDSJ-TV through a YouTube channel, you can watch the game, and the audio is with it as well. Bennett Corton continues to be a better basketball player every game. He has now 8 points, 50-8. Spearfish with the advantage. Running clock here in the third quarter. Spearfish playing all their starters. Don't know how long this will last or how long it should last.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it around the 4-minute mark. We might see some substitutions. Might maybe let some assistant coaches do some coaching.
Yeah.
Of course, they have some new assistant coaches this year. Of course,
Sava
Dukic, the former Black Hill State University Yellow Jacket. We got to run in to him and talk to him earlier today. And one is good for Hot Springs. And that is Aiden Janice with his second bucket, I believe.
Yeah. Micah Yost, the JV coach for Spearfish. Jackson Houston over there on the bench helping out head coach Ben Schultz in his 3rd season. I think Sava's going to be a real good coach if he wants to do that for a living. I think he can make some money and make some kids pretty good basketball players.
Oh, absolutely. You know things to do because he's seen a thing or two.
On BH teams for years, and hitting a three-pointer. Cameron Davis, who has been kind of quiet. He had a 3-point play at the beginning of the game, and now he hits a triple. That is the 4th made three-pointer for Spearfish tonight. Janice working hard in the paint. He gets back-to-back buckets here for the Hot Springs Bison. May call this some trash minutes in the second half, but Hot Springs still working hard. They're going to go back into the 2-3 zone. Davis tries to get through, and he misses the shot. And now they reset things. Corton over to Davis.
Back to Corton. Hodges, long two for the big man. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He's got a little jumper to his game.
We've seen everything from Hodges today. We've seen a baby hook. We've seen a layup, which you should make those. And then Hodges steps back about 16 feet and hits that one.
Big man's got some range.
And
doesn't get the layup. Doesn't get the rebound that time. Gives Janice another bucket. It's a 6-point scoring run for Janice, and it's now 14-55. And on the other end, a reverse layup from Cameron Davis.
A few guys ready to check in here for Spearfish over at the scores table.
I believe that is Thomas Hughes, Cade Vavruska, and Cooper Gibbs ready to get back in the action. Janice three-pointer, no good. There's Rippentrop with the rebound, and he's doing work against Hodges. Hodges, I believe, is going to get caught with the foul as Rippentrop falling backwards, and he'll head to the charity stripe for 2. The clock stopped with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and yes, that'd be Ashar Hodges' second foul.
Third team foul in this third quarter. First free throw is up and good by Rippentrop.
So looks like Bennett Corton, Dylan Dorn, and Cameron Davis, 0, 1, and 2, the first 3 numbers in the roster, hit the bench, and enter the game comes Cooper Gibbs, Cade Vavruska, and Thomas Hughes.
And second free throw for Rippentrop is no good, and it's rebounded by Gibbs, who just checks in. Spearfish back in action next weekend. Actually, next Saturday at Hill City for a Black Hills Conference double dip. I think the boys' game will probably be a better one than the girls' one there. Three-pointer is good by Kahn. He has a dozen points this afternoon.
Makes it 60-50. 15, not 50. It'd be a little more exciting if it was 60-50.
Hot Springs has scored more points here in the third quarter than they did in the first half. And it's mostly been done by Janice. Well, he's come alive here in the second half. He just wasn't feeling it in the first half, but now he's up to 10 points, and he has 10 of the 17.
There's Hodges from behind the arc. We've already seen him shoot a long one. Well, there's Haroon Khan off the rim, no good. And right there for the rebound, that's Koffler. Swings it back over to Janice. Back into the game. Good to see Connor Kramer back in. Left with an apparent ankle injury earlier in the third. Nice to see him back on the floor. Three-pointer from Koffler, up and good for Hot Springs.
Hot Springs going with more of a flow offense now in the second half. They look a little bit more comfortable. Spearfish isn't putting the pressure on them as they did in the first half, but Hot Springs looking much better.
Thomas Hughes layup no good. There's Janice on Gibbs. Janice up is fouled. Cooper Gibbs swats at the ball, and that will send Aiden Janice, the senior forward, 6'4" for Hot Springs, the only returning starter from last season, as he will head to the charity stripe for 2.
And Janice hits the first one. He was probably told at halftime, don't even think about what the refs are doing or what calls they're making. Just go out and play your game. 60-21 now with 1:11 left to play in the third quarter. Second free throw is on the way, and he makes them both.
Pushes the score to 60-22. Mason Southern in the game for Spearfish. Wild hook shot, gets it to go. That was...
How many steps were they going to allow him to take? Looked like he traveled, but maybe that's new school ball.
2.5 steps.
Okay.
If people in the NBA can do it, they can do it here. It's pretty much the same sport.
He looked like he walked, but it's a 40-point game we play on. 45 seconds left to play here in the third quarter.
The ref's got to travel home, too. As Hot Springs with the ball. There's Janice, work on Cade Vavruska. Janice has just done it himself this half. He will continue his dominant performance. He gets another bucket. Aiden Janice, the senior forward, gets a bucket on Cade Vavruska. Mason Southern with about 21 seconds left to go. He will grab the attention of Aiden Janice. As Cooper Gibbs there to set a screen. Southern in the corner. There's Thomas Hughes. Hughes jumper almost looked like he threw it up there. Doesn't quite get it. And Mason Southern couldn't get the ball thrown back in bounds. And that will finish this third quarter with a 62-24 lead for Spearfish.
Aiden Janice just looks like a whole new player here in the third quarter for the Hot Springs Bison. You can see in his eyes that he wants a little bit more, and things are starting to go for him here in the third quarters. The Bison had 7 points at halftime. Now they have 24, so they put up 17 points in that third quarter. Still didn't outscore Spearfish. Spearfish outscored them 18-17. Spearfish has the lead 62-24 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We'll be back with your fourth frame coming up next in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis here in Hot Springs this afternoon. Spearfish girls won earlier 49-10. Boys are up 62-24. Spartans taking care of business here on the road on this Saturday before they go on the road again next Saturday to Hill City. I believe that was Rippentrop, number 40, with the bucket for Hot Springs as I get back to my stat duties here. Clayson Davis, take it away.
And right there you see a nice little assist from Cooper Gibbs getting the ball into Tucker Olson, his first bucket of the contest. Makes it 64-26. As there's Janice, throws it back out to Koffler. There's Mills, guarded by Thomas Hughes. Janice, long three-pointer, guarded by Cooper Gibbs, and he drills it. Said Janice just comes alive this second half, and Spearfish now only leading 64-29. There's a missed shot from Spearfish. Gets it back over to Janice. There's a three-pointer by Koffler. That's good. Holy cow, here comes Hot Springs. 32-64.
Settle down over there. Three-pointer was made by who? Koffler?
Yes.
Thank you.
Here's Mason Southern three-pointer. Never mind. He makes it. We can settle down now. As Peyton Manning once said in a terrible Nationwide commercial, epic comeback starts right now. 6:15 left to go in the fourth quarter with Mills over to Koffler, guarded by Mason Southern. Koffler, he'll let her fly again from three. This time misses it off the front iron, no good. Cooper Gibbs up to Mason Southern. Southern through the lane, falls down, has it stolen away by Janice. Janice through the lane, bounce pass, and nice layup that time, and it is going to be a missed layup by Derek Mills, but I believe Carson Sire, the guilty party, with a foul. As that will send number 3, Derek Mills, the sophomore guard, to the line for 2 free throws in a 67-32 ball game. Running clock in the fourth quarter, well, except for this free throw. Makes the first.
His first point of the evening for Derek Mills.
Second point follows suit. And he will now exit the game and enter number 1, Thad Vendestrout.
Spearfish boys and girls back in action on Thursday, January 9th, as they travel down to Hill City. I thought it was next Saturday, but the games are actually next Thursday. And that'll be part of a KDSJ-TV exclusive over on a YouTube channel coming up Thursday night from Ginn's Gym. Black Hills Conference play with Spearfish at Hill City on Thursday. Looks like that's their only game next week. We will have BH men's women's basketball Thursday night here on KDSJ Radio. Going back to the line will be Janice for Hot Springs. We're getting in a busy part of the season here as we get into January. We had a little break, and now we're back to business. Next Tuesday, January 7th, Lee Deadwood Gold Leaguer Triangular for wrestling. That'll be Tuesday night up at the old gym number 2 at the Lee Deadwood High School. So that'll be a triangular. I believe Spearfish and Harding County are part of that triangular. And then Thursday night, we'll have women's and men's college basketball against Regis and Black Hill State at the Young Center. Clayson will be down in Hill City doing the Spearfish at Hill City doubleheader Thursday night. Then Friday, we have a doubleheader of high school hoops. New Underwood will be at Lee Deadwood up in Lead. And then Saturday, back to BH doubleheader from the Young Center against MSU Denver. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will be punching the clock and being somewhere covering high school and college sports.
Here's Janice in the corner. Goes to Hot Springs and a turnover. Oh, nope, I think they're going to get a foul underneath on Mason Southern. As underneath, that was Thad Vandestrout. Thad Vandestrout, sophomore guard, 5'10" for Hot Springs, getting his first action of the game. Inside, knocked away by Cooper Gibbs. Here's Carson Sire crossing the timeline over to Thomas Hughes. Tucker Olson, nice ball movement that time by the Spartans for another 2 points, and it's 69-36.
Season high in points this year for Spearfish for the boys. You're seeing it right now. It was 64 against Belfouche, and now we're going to have a season high so far of 69. 33-point differential, 3.5 minutes left to go.
Mason Southern crossing the timeline. Goes to the left, now goes over to Tucker Olson with a three-pointer. Tucker Olson, he's showing the range. Gets a tray for 24 in maroon, the sophomore. Hits one from behind the arc. 6'1" guard for the Spartans. Koffler has it knocked away momentarily from Gibbs. Gibbs actually takes the ball over to Thomas Hughes. Hughes goes through the defender, and that is Koffler again on the ground as Thomas Hughes runs through.
Is that an offensive foul? No, a blocking foul.
Koffler. And yeah, Koffler felt that one. Koffler still on the ground as trainer for Hot Springs, Jacob Parks, former Black Hill State University Yellow Jacket kicker.
Really?
Yes. Actually held the school record in the longest field goal ever made. That was broken that next year by Coleman Chapman. That was broken again that next year by, actually this year, by Black Hill State.
So the kicker is now the athletic trainer here for Hot Springs, so he's tending to one of the Bison, and this gives an opportunity to take an injury timeout, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
And back here at Case Auditorium as the injured player for Hot Springs goes out of the game. 1 out of 2 free throws were made there by Hughes. And Spearfish up 73-36. If it feels like the second half is flying by, well, it has. A running clock, 2:45 left to go in the fourth. Spearfish up big, And speaking of big, going inside is Rip and Drop, and the big man just can't get it to roll in as it goes off the rim. Spearfish will have it back.
There's Carson Sire going baseline with a floater. Can't get it to go. There's Tucker Olson again with another putback. Olson's having himself a pretty solid second half. Sophomore guard. 9 points for him, including a three-pointer. Spearfish going to get, the only guy not to score today. We'll leave you in limbo because I need to write this down. Rip and Trop with the bucket for Hot Springs. Sire is the only one that hasn't scored yet for Spearfish. So let's get him the ball and see what he can do. Lined up at the corner, there's Olson, another three. Cooper Gibbs couldn't quite control the rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds by Cooper Gibbs. Entering the game for Hot Springs, that is Austin Heinert. He's a sophomore guard. Wearing number 14 in white.
Is Sire out there? Yes, he is. Okay. Good defensive player for the Spartan football team this year. As the Spartans looking good and the basketball floor so far this year, going to go to 5-0. But a tough schedule coming up in the Black Hills Conference. Still yet to play Rapid City Christian, St. Thomas More, a bunch of AA teams. And here is Spearfish, goes to Hughes, and then hands it over to Southern. But this year you've seen the depth of Spearfish. You've got the starting five with Corton, Dillon, Cameron Davis. We've seen all those guys go off in particular days. Hodges has had a nice 3 shots going today. He just adds that size inside that Spearfish usually lacks. Haroon Khan with a good afternoon. And then with Southern and Olson coming in off the bench. Get some other good minutes and some point production.
Yeah, it's been a good day for the Spearfish depth as they've been able to get a lot of ball players into the game for the Spartans. Show what they can do at the varsity level. Yeah, it's versus a Class A opponent, but still a Black Hills Conference game. And Hot Springs, again, lost a lot of seniors from last year, but last year this game up in Spearfish was an instant classic with Spearfish winning by 1 in overtime. And this one a little bit more lopsided. But shot clock down to 1, shot up and no good. It'll be a shot clock violation, and that will be the final shot of the game as the running clock will hit 3, 2, 1, bingo, game is over. With the Spearfish Spartans heading on to 5-0 as they beat the Hot Springs Bison here in Case Auditorium in Hot Springs today by a score of 75-38.
Hot Springs outscored Spearfish in the fourth quarter 14-13, but on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, your final, the Spartans complete the Southern Hills sweep as they get the victory today in the boys game 75-38. Your post-game show is coming up next right here on KDSJ 980, 103.5, KDSJ980.com, along with the KDSJ Sports mobile app, and thanks for watching over on KDSJ-TV.
Today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
drive it on to victory with the Granite Home Team. At Granite Automotive, making all the right moves and scoring points for a better customer experience is a true team effort. From sales to finance, showroom to service, every Granite Home Team member has a role to play and a job to perform to make sure your next buying experience is your best buying experience. Enthusiastically on your side. Drive Granite. Go team. Go Granite. Buick, Nissan, GMC. Rapid City. Click drivegranite.com.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated. Building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
And welcome into the post-game show here as the Spearfish Spartans go on the road today, get a Black Hills Conference inter-class sweep. The girls won earlier today by the final score of 49-10. Didn't put up as many points as maybe they wanted to, as they only put up 8 in the first quarter, and then there was a running clock in the second half. Spearfish Spartan boys, though, put up 23 points in the first quarter, then 21 in the second, 18 in the third, and then 13 in the fourth. So they did drop off each quarter, but they still put up 75 as they win it season-high 75 points. Defeat Hot Springs today 75-38 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And for a little recap of this game, we'll send it on over to Clayson Davis. I'll put together some stats, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, looking at this game, and like you said, Cody, Spearfish was hot from the start. That full-court man-to-man defense from Spearfish, that got Hot Springs in trouble early in the game. Had a lot of turnovers and a lot of steals courtesy of Bennett Corton. Dylan Doran had a good game as well. Haroon Khan, he shot well from really all over the field, as really everyone except Carson Sire got a bucket for Spearfish. Ashar Hodges, he even had 6 points in the contest, had a putback, had a layup, and then had himself a long jumper almost from the three-point line to showcase what the big man can do for Spearfish. He'll be huge, no pun intended, for the Spartans for the rest of the season, going up against Class AA teams with a lot of size that Spearfish traditionally hasn't had in the past. In the first half, Hot Springs couldn't really get anything going. Might have still been in that 3-week slump, as they didn't play a game in 3 weeks. Had two games back-to-back days, and then didn't see another color jersey until today. As you could definitely see the first half rust from Hot Springs, but in the second half, it was the Aiden Janice show. As we'll hear how many points he had in the game, but I would say a lot, as he came alive in that second half and really put the team on his back, scoring offensively, also with rebounds defensively. So he had himself a pretty good game for Hot Springs, as he will be someone that the Bison will look to the rest of the season, going through Class A play and Black Hills Conference play, as Aiden Janice was a bright spot for the Bison. But then in the end, it was the Spartans getting a lot of bench players in the game today, a lot of role players getting some valuable minutes, see what they can do with varsity action. Tucker Olson had himself a really good showing for the Spartans as well. Of course, we know what Mason Southern, Cooper Gibbs, what they can do. Thomas Hughes also played some great minutes for Spearfish using his athleticism. And overall, it was a good game for the Spartans to get a lot of players in, get some experience. And again, that's a pretty tough road ahead of them. They head to Hot Springs next Thursday, and then it's two really good AA opponents in Brandon Valley and Harrisburg coming to Spearfish.
For this game this afternoon, Spearfish goes to 5-0 on the season. And let's see, we get 10 guys in the scoring column for Spearfish. 1, 2, 3 of them into double figures. A dozen from Haroon Khan. 10 points from Dylan Doran, 10 points from Cade Vavruska, all in the first half. 9 points from Tucker Olson off the bench in the second half. 8 points from Corton, 8 points from Cameron Davis, 6 points from Hodges, 5 points from Southern. That's off the bench. Also a point for Hughes and 2 points from Gibbs off the bench. So Spearfish ends up with 10, 15, 16, 25, 27 points off the bench as part of their 75-point effort this afternoon. And led by Haroon Khan with 12 points today. For Hot Springs, they had just 4 guys score, 1 into double figures, and that was Aiden Janice. The senior had 18 points, 9 points coming from Koffler, 8 from Rippentrop, and 2 points from Mills. I'm missing some points here and there, but it's all unofficial anyway. For Spearfish, ended up with 7 made 3-pointers today. 1 by Davis, 2 by Kahn, 2 by Vavruska. Southern hit a 3. Olson was in the 3-point party as well. And for Hot Springs, they made 3 3-pointers. Spearfish made 4 free throws. Hot Springs made 10 free throws. And Spearfish wins it 75-38 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard to go to 5-0. It's time now for our Superior Performance, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. In Spearfish, call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Here's Clayson Davis with more on today's Player of the Game.
And then we'll head over to Haroon Khan, senior guard for Spearfish. Really was consistent shooting the ball from all over the floor, as there was multiple candidates for a superior performer today, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions and Spearfish. But overall, it's the senior Haroon Khan getting the award for superior performer of the game. And I want to give a big congratulations to him and his Spearfish Spartan teammates for a big win versus Hot Springs to go to 2-0 in the Black Hills Conference match. Action, that is.
Kate Scharf got the player of the game for the girls contest. She had 15 points as part of the 49-10 win for the Spearfish girls earlier today. So a doubleheader sweep on the road. Spearfish girls are now 3-2. Spearfish boys are 5-0. And get ready for a tough schedule coming up here for the Spartan crew. And we'll be along with them right here on KDSJ Sports, whether it's on radio or TV. Next up for Hot Springs, they'll try to get their first win of the season when they take on Chadron on Tuesday, right back here in Hot Springs. For the Spearfish boys, they'll be on the road again, this time on Thursday, January 9th, a Thursday night matchup at Hill City. That game over on KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel, and that'll be exclusively over there on TV, as we'll be having college hoops that night here on KDSJ Radio. We want to say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Granite Automotive in Rapid City. Thanks to Proline Equipment Rental, also the Auto Doctor, and American Colloid Company. Our next sports broadcast is coming up on Tuesday night, January 7th. We go back to the wrestling mats as the Lee Deadwood Gold Diggers will be hosting a triangular Tuesday night up at Old Gym Number 2 at the Lee Deadwood High School in Lead. The Digger Triangular begins around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ TV. And I think that'll do it for us here on the radio and the live video stream tonight. Thanks for joining us this evening, although a lot of people probably couldn't make it as they have other things to do on a Saturday and with the weather. And, of course, we'll be here all year for you. No matter the circumstances, we'll try to get out on the road. And you can follow us again for more details on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page for more updates, as well as KDSJ980.com. For Clayson Davis, I'm Cody Oliver. It's a Spartan victory doubleheader today as the Spartans go on the road and defeat Hot Springs. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and we'll talk to you again from a gym soon.